We are in the house. Once again, you are live with Dr. Crip. Welcome back. Want to say happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Everybody out there, we hope y'all safe, doing your thing. We back in the house, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. We trying to talk about what's going on out here. And we got a lot to talk about, man. What's going on. I know you hear some feedback. Um, of what's going on out here in the streets, man. Um, it's so much. It's so much. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Crips and the Bloods, man. You know what are we gonna do? Uh, what are we gonna do um with all the stuff, man? You know, we talking about ending the sickness, man. You feel me? Um, it, we talking about ending it, and ain't no way, ain't no way we gonna end it by what we doing right now. That's out, cause, cause right now you got too many. How you say too many chiefs? We know how to create chiefs overnight, man. You know, that's the one thing that um blacks know how to do is that we know how to create overnight chiefs that run everything with the Crips and the Bloods. See, it's what I'm telling you is happening right before your face. That's why I'm telling you there's no structure. There's no structure to this. There's no organization, no organized. There's no paperwork. This doesn't stand for anything. You know what I'm saying? Crip doesn't mean anything. It was started by people that was 12, 13. So what? It started after the Panthers. The Panthers have been destroyed. They already took that down. You got a long period. People don't understand. You got a long period. And the Crips just popped up. That's the period of frustration and slavery and all that other stuff. It creates a negative because each you got to understand each generation. That's why I'm telling you I'm doing a book on from slavery to Crip. You understand what I'm saying? So we can break this down because everybody who think they in charge and all, you got to have some facts and you got to have some analytics behind everything. It ain't just oh, this is what it is. Yes, we know the Crips started after the Panthers, but you got to go more into detail about it. Just started after the Panthers. You have to be able to do research. If you don't do research, homie, you can't, don't just ride on the coattail of what people, you know what I'm saying, are just saying and doing and all that. You got to be able to understand what's going on out here. You can't just say, uh, oh, this what it is. This will because people got their facts all wrong. And most people, when they get their facts all wrong and they trying to push the issue that's, it don't have the facts for it to say that, you ain't never heard these dudes. Show me where it is in a picture. Show me where it's in a book. Show me where it's been documented through radio or television or newspaper that Crips mean community, revolution, recognize, independent, individual, because it got many names, uh, progress, posterity, whatever people be coming up with, property. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean nothing. Crip does not mean nothing. Get that to your head. That's why it's dysfunction. That's why it should have never been. It was Crips came out of the lifespan of poverty and segregation and racism and depression and uh you know the breaking of slavery, this the mental now, you know, turn who else to turn? Where you think you get those sayings from? Like the crabs in the bucket and all this other stuff, you know. You gotta understand, man, you dealing with God's people. So God's people is put through the most horrific and the most strenuous and the most diabolical and the most uh uh you know evil stuff that can be done. You know what I'm saying? So don't get this. Don't the youth from each generation will always rebel more. 20 years later, let me tell you something, man. Every 20 years there is a change. Now, every 10 years is that point to the 20 that's going to cause the change. Stuff is happening in the streets. Stuff is happening in stuff is happening with individuals. You know, you think that Crip is supposed to, or blood is something that Crip blood is Crip brother. They were brother. They brothers like like Adam and Cain. They brothers, bro. It's the same scenario, just different circumstances. The same thing. They brothers, bro. So don't let people tell you that what this is, what Crip stand for, and this is something organized, and we're gonna go back to how it was supposed to be. Man, that's felonious, and that's people trying to get you take your money and make you believe in something. You know, this what's going on right now is what I'm telling you how dysfunctional Crip is. If you sit back and look over the last 5 years, what's been happening on social media with the monetization and all this other stuff, people been fascinated. That's why you got all these people that's in Crip and blood business that's outsiders because they see the dollars in it. And the dollars is to keep Crips and Bloods fighting dysfunctional because it's all dysfunction. There is nothing functional about Crips and Blood. There's never has been. There never was. The Crips. It don't mean anything. There never was a meeting with Crips that said this is what Crip mean. There never was a Crip from that period that come out and said, I'm a revolutionary. I'm going. That's never happened because it wasn't built like that. It is based on slavery, depression, economic, mental. Man, you got to look who is in charge, man. People just trying to everything you see right now is about money. That's why here on this show is the only show that tell you that, man, all the Crips Bloods need to do the challenge of don't put nobody else on. That's the very first thing that they need to do. That's the first thing. That is the number one thing that needs to be done is that Crips and Bloods do not need to put no one else on their hood. Gang. If I disrespected anybody, because you got to know the terminologies out here. But that's the very first thing. Then you got to start trying to work with people that's in these gangs that you can't work with nobody that's active. I've tried it. Look what happened to me. You can't work with nobody that's active. You can't give money to them people. I've never had grid money. I never was an ambassador. If I did, I probably did it for a hot second or two. But I don't. That's why they don't choose me for that stuff. I never done none of that. Everything I did in Jesse Owens Park was done through the game. Do you understand that? The game was in the fist. You can't just go pick somebody out of a gang and say, we're going to give you money to try to maintain and bring down the peace. No, that's never going to work. See, the reason why I can say that is because I was at the table when I helped wrote all this. You feel me? When Connie Rice first came to Unity One over 20-some years ago, I was at that table. And the paperwork stated that it needed to be 5 people from each hood. So you can cover 5 generations of homies. But the city never have the money for all that. So the only thing they can do is get 1 person, maybe 2 persons. And I said, well, they got to split the money. Because they have to do it from their heart. You can't have active people trying to do something from their heart and giving them money. That don't mean that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Because guess what? Eventually they gonna run into they mate that can say, hold on, homie, I'm bigger than you. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm tired of you doing this. Eventually they go, if you're paying just 1 person, you're going to run into a headache. That's why the paperwork stated from 5 years ago, from over 20-some years ago, stated 5 people. You need 5 people from 1 hood to control violence between 2 gangs that's going to warn against each other. Because you got to have young and old, man. You can't just have somebody in the middle or somebody old or somebody young. That ain't going to work. That ain't gonna work. It's just about now. It's just become a money game. People that understand the politics of the money, you got to understand where the public safety money and all that go. The police get that money first. The battle with the gang intervention people, they got to battle the police for that money. So at some point, how you gonna win? You're gonna have to have some type of, and something got to be. You got to give to get. Now people can, it's hard to say, man. Them grid workers, the ambassadors, they not snitches, man. They not. But that balance of line is fine. And people go over the line, whether intentionally or unintentionally, and it can cause a problem. That's what the problem is. It's a fine line. It is a fine line because the government, at the end of the day, they don't care about that. If they got a murder, if they got a murder investigation going on, and and they trying to get to the bottom of stuff, they don't care about who feelings they hurt, man, with these people. They don't. That's why me personally, I never took the money because it's a big job. I'd rather deal with the community. My money came through people from the community, from the gang itself. That's how I operated. I never had a problem with people until the gang money start elevating throughout the city, and now all these people coming home from prison want it. You got the homies that been on the street that you really live with your baby mama. You want it now. Like, who? Hey, Blood is a buster. Hey, man, why Blood got to get the money? What? Hey, look. Low key, cuz really a buster. Niggas don't know that, but he turned down the fade when we went over there 2 or 3 times. And I just don't see how these dudes letting this dude get this money like that. I'm gonna say something. So you always got a plot. You know what I'm saying? It's always a plot, it's always a ploy. You know, the gang money, that's the new thing. It's going to cause problems in the streets. That's what's going to be the problem, because you're only going to be able to get it for so long before somebody come want to want to want the throne of whatever they think you getting, a little $1,200, $1,500, whatever it is, because some people need it more than others. And some people willing to say, "Oh, you a snitch," and really go at you with it. Like, boom, now you can't come over here. And how you gonna be getting money and you can't even go over there? You know what I'm saying? It's it's all, it's all kind of twists. It's all kind of twists to uh it's all kind of twists to this, man. So, you know, you have to be you gotta you to end gang violence, man, is first of all, it's gonna have to be a spiritual fight. You know, we're gonna need the churches involved. You know, we're gonna need celebrity money. We're gonna need celebrity endorsements. We're gonna need everything. It's just not between the streets itself. Crips and Bloods cannot solve their own problems. The only thing we could do is get together and talk to each other and try to stop killing. But you always got knuckleheads that's going to try to ride. You, you understand what I'm saying? That's going to try to do something, you know, and it's always going to be an issue. So that's why I'm sitting back and I'm looking. All you got to do is just look at the internet, man, and see what is unfolding right in front of you about Crips and Bloods, man. What is happening right in front of your eyes right now? You know, the Crips and the Bloods is like, you know, it's up for grabs. Anybody can get it, you know. Like, I'm the face of Crip now, and I'm the face of Blood. No, you not. Yes, you are. You know, yes, I am. You know, it's one of them type of things. So how can this be organized? I don't understand how people think that they can just try to take something and make something that was built on negativity. It was built on negativity. It was not built on positivity. No person that called themselves a Crip came out of their house and said, "This is for the community, homie. We finna do this." No, that is false information. You came outside and niggas start socking you, and you like, "What's happening, homie?" Boom, boom. "Oh, you tough? Come walk with me." Boom, boom. "Hey, what's up with you? You want to fight? Come on!" And they start, they start building and building and building and building until one day somebody came up and said, "Man, we need a name," and the name came up. Then nobody say, "Oh, I think we should call ourselves California, uh, California Revitalized Independent Party, Community Revolution in Progress." Uh, you know, California recognized individuals, people. You know, no, then nobody do that. Go show me where the person at. Who gonna take the credit for that? Is he still alive? Is he dead? Because those dudes is dropping off. If you're in your 60s and your health ain't right, you drop them dropping off. See, what's gonna happen is that people from the 70s are dying. That information is dying. That's what's happening right now. They're dying. People that were there in the 60s, in the early 70s, they're dying. And that information is going in the ground with them. because it was nothing never to be glamorized because it was negative. Why are people not? I don't understand. Don't you understand now that social media has took over this stuff now, and that's what's keeping it alive? Oh, I'm a buster. You got ran off from your hood, but because you make money and you have the ability to uh, get to know people, girls, and all that, so you look good. Now you can get on the internet and say, "Man, F that dude. He don't know. Man, I was there." And nobody can do nothing to you because you're on the screen. And now that gets you likes, that gets you views, that gets you, it runs everything up. And now you this person, Now that's the outlaw for the person that's on the inside, that's on the street every day on the block. Guess what? He making decisions now because he got 100,000 subscribers. Hey, I don't want to get into it with blood because he got 100,000 subscribers. hey, listen to Cuz. Hey, Cuz got 100,000 subscribers, homie. So that nigga right, man. That dude right, man. He right, man. He right, man. He know what he talking about, man. He got 100,000 subscribers. So there's no limit to the dysfunction that Bloods and Crips can get, because the negativity in the United States, the negativity can become our entertainment. You feel me? Because we can root for the bad people sometimes because that's really deep down what I like. You know what I'm saying? So I can support that, Oh, hey, look, this dude look hard. I'm gonna listen to his music and everything. Ain't no way he a buster. Look how he look. And look how he talk, look how he walk. But this dude is a complete fraud. So it's the art of entertainment is the captivating thing, and Bloods and Crips play right into that because it is one of the most captivating things along the line of sports. What get people excited? Oh, did you see him dunk? And he threw up the C. Oh man, he good with the Crip. You feel me? So what I don't really understand the reasoning behind all that, and now this is going to be the next level. What's really tripping me out, and this is not a diss to anybody, but the gangs now, because of social media, the gangs that were not as active as the other gangs, like y'all really was busters, they now can put their gang on social media and be somebody. You can see 5 or 6 of them like, yeah, little wop, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what it is, homie, all day. And they ain't even over there. They not even patrolling their hood like that. They not even over there like that. But it's a way to get notoriety, because now if this dude, he went viral, because his look or whatever he said or whatever he did, now this guy Page got the potential to blow up, and you try to turn it into whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it's probably just turns into, guess what, just social media fame. You don't even get paid for it. You don't even get paid for it because it's a lot going into social media to get paid, because now the the people that are on social media that have these platforms, the YouTubes and whoever else, they, you can't say certain things. You can't say certain things. You can't do certain things. So you're just getting likes and views, and now you're trying to turn that into something. That's what Crips and Bloods is now. That's why no more in 24. I told you that kids have been a gang member as a successful occupation now. They got it up. They doing it, man. They are doing it right now. So this is what I'm saying. It's a fine line out here. And every day somebody crosses the line with what you say, what you do. Now you up against the internet because you said something stupid. Because you put you know what I'm saying? You getting you got because you got you getting money or something, or you from the hood or anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's that is the thing that makes you makes everything unbalanced. That's why it's gonna stay unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? It's never gonna get it's never gonna be perfect like that. Ain't nothing gonna be good like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be good like that. The Crips and Bloods, man, trust me. Who was in charge of these dudes? Who you got people literally now talking about uh I am the face, I am I am the board member, I'm whatever. So you gotta look to see, man, what's going on with these people, man. You know, you got a lot going on out here, man, and somebody is going to continue to get hurt, and it's going to continue to make it's continually going to make the internet go big. It's going to make it keep going big. So, I really wanted to. The reason why I came on here today is because, I seen some stuff on the internet, and I did want to speak on it, but you already see it happening. All you got to do, if you clicked into the algorithm of what I see, you already know all the drama that's taking place. You know what I'm saying? You already know all the drama that's taking place. So I do want to say that because the fans comments, I get questions all the time, right? I get questions all the time, and people always ask me, what's the difference between then and now? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the differences between then and now, man, is, it's a lot more watered down than where people getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? For nothing. That's what the problem is. People getting hurt for nothing. West Side Life. Good evening, Dr. Crip. Love your show. Tell the truth about gangs and where the city money goes for help. Well, that was part of the show. That was part of the show of what I was talking about. See, gang intervention, man, it's one of the coldest avenues out here. And it's one of the things that's keeping the streets divided, because the people who need the money is never getting the money. The money gets to a certain place and it stops. You know, once the money is divvied up, the money is going out to certain people. That's why they only giving money to certain people in certain neighborhoods that or this neighborhood is an active gang hood that be shooting. So we need to get somebody over there, you know, and we need to get somebody to the gang that is going back and forth. So what happens is that once they getting all these people on board, they want these dudes to do a 24/7 almost, you know, and they tell them, just continue doing what you're doing, homie, but just knock off the killing, man. Try to end the killing. But what they don't understand is that it is hard for them because they only in it for the money. They're getting paid for it, but it's hard for them to stop doing what they doing. It's hard for them to stop doing what they doing because they active. See, now these people that's getting this money, just think about when their homies get knocked down. How are they going to react to that? You think they finna try to stop the peace? No, they not. They not finna try to stop some peace if somebody in their crew got knocked down. If somebody in they, you know, that they got to be relied on, you know, I gotta rely on this dude, and this my homie, you know. So you think that dude is finna try to stop something that's going on, and you're not even an OG like that yet. You know, you don't become an OG until like your 40s or something. That's what it was. But now, I guess you could be an OG in your 30s. I guess you could be a G in your, I guess you could be an OG or whatever in your 30s or something now. But a lot of the money is going to homies that is borderline active. And that's trying to calm dudes down. But when you give money to people like that, you know, sooner or later, they're going to have somebody on them. And that's where the problem is going to come in at. The problem is going to come in when somebody, you know, want their spot. That's where it's going to come in at. When somebody want their spot and they got to bump heads with the dude that is saying, oh man, blood ain't like that. Hey man, cuz got problems. He ain't no solid dude, or just, you know, he did some busters. He got some busterism stuff going on too. So everybody ain't finna listen to him, you know. And you got to make sure that when you give these dudes this money, you giving these dudes this money who's supposed to be these dudes. Guess what? Who they talking to on the enemy side? They homies want to know that. And who all got killed? Because the person who getting the money over there, this dude from your hood family got killed, or his homie and his clique got killed. And like, hey, blood, check this out. I don't care about none of that. What you trying to do? None of that. Hey, we going up. If you get in the way of trying to stop us from going up, you can get it too. See, when that start happening with the dude that you giving money to try to stop the violence, he can't do nothing. He got to bag up. And if he try to intercede in that and it's find out, it's just going to cause conflict in his own hood with him, because you can't stop that. You know what I'm saying? You got to bag up because you're not powerful enough. I didn't know you could be a G in your 30s. I thought you had to be at least in your 40s. Mid to late 40s, you know, before you could call yourself an OG. But see, that's what gangs are now. You know, 10 years over here, hey man, I'm old. Hey, can't nobody tell me nothing. I don't care how long he did in prison. He can't get out and tell me nothing. And that's where it's at right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, welcome to the Dr. Crip Show, man. Everybody that's tuned in. You know, today we talking about the gang situation in LA, man. What's going on out here? It's the West Side Life had a good question. It said, "Good evening, Dr. Crip. Love your show. Tell the truth about gangs and where the city money goes for help." See, I never took city money. Everything that I did in the 90s was through the 90s. I made the 90s come together and do events in that park, give out toys, thousands of toys, $1,000 worth of toys, bikes, clothing, medical supplies, everything. We did this for 10 years through resources and the homies. I never had the city step in and give me anything. I never took nothing from the city. And because I understand the path of how that goes. Now, you rewind this clock back over 20-something years ago with Unity One, when Connie Rice first walked into that skating ring where Unity One used to meet at World on Wheels. That was our headquarters. Connie Rice. If you don't know who Connie Rice is, go look her up. If you don't know who Connie Rice is, go ahead and look her up. When she first walked in and wanted to do a revamp of the City Lights program and the funding for everything, that first draft and all that stuff states 5 people. It ain't no one person get money. It's 5 people per neighborhood that's involved in this that need to get money. That's how you bring gang violence down. You can't bring down gang violence with one person getting money, an ambassador and all this, grid worker, and it's just one person over there getting that. That'll never work. I don't care who you is, who thought of that, or none of that. It was never wrote up like that. It was wrote up for 5 people per hood, where you got a real G, not no OG like me, somebody above me. That's solid. You got to go through your hood like that. Then a person in my bracket. Then a person that's under me. Then a person that's under them. All the way down to the frontline soldiers. That's calling. That's what that was supposed to be set up. That's why it never worked. But just like the Bible or anything else, people change it over the years. They take this out, man. We can't afford it. But you know that's gonna go. First thing, can't afford 5 people. Rip that out. Go down to 3. Oh, rip that out. Go down to 2. Oh, rip that out. Now we need 1 person from per hood. No more than 2 people that's getting what is supposed to be gang money to reduce gang violence in the street. How that's ever gonna work? I don't understand that. How is that ever going to work? That means that the check that you are given, let me explain something to you. If you're an ambassador or you're a grid worker, the check that you receive, not all that check, but a percentage of that check that you get is supposed to go to your hood for community involvement, meaning that you are supposed to do events of some sort in your hood that brings the community together and your homies together to talk about community events, what's going on, how can we help, how can we solve. If you are not doing that with your grid check and your ambassador check, you are in violation and you don't need it. That's what it's for. That is what your check is for. If you are a grid worker, you are an ambassador. I don't care who say what, don't mean nothing to me. We can do whatever you want to do. But that's what that check is for. Because when Connie Rice walked into World on Wheels over 25 years ago and sat down with Bo Taylor and he, her, Dominique DePrima, and others, along with myself as witnesses and consultants to the gang book of the City Light program, grid program, whatever you call it to this day, LA Bridges, wherever it came from, stated that 5 people was needed to bring peace. And they got it down right now to just 1 person, 2 people. That's why gangs always continue to have problems because of stuff like that. So that's what that check is meant to be, and that's what that check is supposed to be used for. It's supposed to help you with your rent and all that, but it ain't gonna pay. It ain't supposed to pay all that, cover your whole what you got going on, putting your son to school. It's not meant for all that. It's to help you with whatever you got going in your life, and a portion of that check is supposed to go back to the community. It's in the paperwork. Check it out, homie. It is in the paperwork. You feel me? It is in the paperwork, you know? Believe me what I said. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is a clear fact. You feel me? Of what is going on. One move away. Hey, Dr. Crip, how do you feel about the gangs today in LA? Well, that's what we was talking about. We talking about the gangs in LA. What's going on? If you don't know what's going on right now with the gangs in LA, if you look at social media, everything is in hooray. The people that you see on social media, look at them and look how they represent who they are and what gang they from, Blood, Crip, or whatever is going on. The people that so-called running the streets and the culture of LA and everything that's going on, it is in hysteria, mass hysteria, homie. That's what's going on. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about gangs today. What's going on with them? It ain't a good thing, man. It's not a good thing today. It is not a good thing today. I'm gonna tell you something. I give you stuff like this. I'm gonna tell you a story. It was called 100 Days. You might be familiar about that. Or 100 Days and Nights. It captivated LA. In a small section of South Central, mid-South Central, a couple of murders happened. And out of that was formed a dude got on, I think he was on the news or something like that. And he stated that it was going to be 100 days and 100 nights of gang violence. And what happened is that it put the city in total fear of, people dying and all kind of stuff. And a lot of people did get killed. I don't know how many people, but it was a lot of people that died. It was a lot of people that got killed. A lot of innocent people, a lot of tragic situations, a lot of everything that was taking place in this 100 days and 100 nights. It got so big that CNN spoke on it. And CNN did a story on it and all that. And once CNN did a story on it and all that, it sent the Moore City higher into the thing. So one day, a group of Black activists, community leaders, they got together and they wanted to um, address the 100 Days and 100 Nights issue in Los Angeles because of the feedback it was getting from parents and schools and everything, and the general situation of what was going on. So they got together and they said, listen, we want to get together. We're going to do a march. So they got together and they organized a march, right? But before they organized the march, they wanted to do a pre-type of march thing where they bring the community together and do all this stuff. And they wanted their base to be at Jesse Owens Park. So they just didn't want to go into Jesse Owens Park and just set up, and set up people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to talk to people first about. They wanted to talk to some of the people that was in Jesse Owens that had the juice. You know what I'm saying? That could say, yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come over here and set up shop or do whatever y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? Basically do a press conference. You know what I'm saying? And talk about the issue with the gang violence. So they said, okay, for sure. That's not a problem. And they walked into Jesse Owens Park and they was looking for a spokesperson from Jesse Owens that could tell them, hey, look, y'all can come in here and set stuff up, you know what I'm saying, and do y'all thing. So when they walked into the park, it was all kind of stuff going on in the park. They had the football game. They had the football game going on. They had everything. So they was walking in a group, like a group of community leaders and stuff like that. So I know a couple of them, you know what I'm saying, from my past work at Unity One. But I hadn't been doing gang intervention like that. This is in 2015, as a matter of fact. And I had stopped doing gang intervention to a citywide thing. I was just doing gang intervention in my own community. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going out far. I was handling it, situations and issues just in the hood because I was trying to get my homies together. So, and plus I had just got out of prison too, a little prior to that. So, they caught some of the homies that was in the park. They walked up on some of the homies and they said, hey, look, they identified themselves. They said, man, listen, we want to do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Woo, we just didn't want to come do a press conference in y'all hood. And, we want to see what's happening. So what's going on? So this is what the homies told them that was out there. I don't know nothing about it. I'm somewhere else. They said, okay, whoever was doing the talking said, okay, homie, for sure. We got a homie that take care of all that stuff for us. His name is Huss the Nut. The one smoke, now I know what's going on, homie. Shout out to you, man. Good looking. the home. This is what the homies. This is what the homies told the crowd of community activists that came into the park because they wanted to do the press conference in Jesse Owens Park about the 100 days and the 100 nights. So they said the homies told them, they said, look, we got one of our G homies that take care of all that. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna holler at him. We're gonna let him know. So a couple of the black intervention people said, okay, like, okay, brother, all right, like who is it that you would talk to, by the way? You know, they just wanted to know. And the people told them, the homies told them, say, man, our homie Husta Nut. So the activist dude said, man, I know Husta Nut. I know him. Woo, man, he know me really well. You know, woo, woo, woo. You're like, all right, for sure. I'm going to let him know what's up. Woo, woo. So the homies called me, and, you know, I pulled up, and they like, yeah, these people came in here about the 100-day, 100-night stuff, and they want to do truth be told, go see the doctor. Yeah, this is all game. This is a dose of medicine that I'm giving out. Truth be told, I'm telling the story of the 100 days and 100 nights, and how the community activists came into Jesse Owens Park, and they wanted to talk to the people that could help, you know, give the okay so they could do the press conference in Jesse Owens Park. So the homies told them, they said, we got one of our G homies that handle all that. His name is Husta Nut. Moi, Dr. Crip. And he says, they like, okay. The guy say, yeah, I know Nut. I know him very well. So like, okay, boom. So the homies called me, and I pulled up, you know, like, what's happening? And they told me what happened. So I said, all right, we need to have a hood meeting, you know? So the first thing I do is I go cook, put it on social media, start putting word of mouth, let everybody know, hey, this is mandatory. Come through. I need everybody slide through. You know what I'm saying? You know, boom. So having me cook. What's the best way to get people to do something? Have a barbecue, cookout, everything. That's how I used to solve a lot of problems in the 90s. So the hood get there, all the G's there. We got you got the G's, you know, some of them that just came home and all this other stuff. So like, boom, like, put it on the table. Like, man, they came up in here, woo woo. So I said, listen, this is a hood decision. I'm not finna say nothing to nobody. They only asked for me because they were familiar with me, because I was the only one in the whole rolling 90 hood that was active on Western every day, still doing whatever you do on Western every day, but still doing peace. And they know that. So that's why they asking for me like that. But I can't make that decision, because guess what? I'm not G enough to make that decision. So this is what we need to do. We need to have a meeting, and boom, 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 laid it out there. So the homies like, okay, we're going to figure everything out. So now people, you know, they doing their thing. So one day I'm sitting in Jesse Owens Park, minding my own business, and here come a 28. For information, everybody that did the 25 years in prison and plus, all the OGs that's coming out now, I call them 28. That's my name for them, because they headaches, and some of them I love, some of them I got problems with. So this particular 28, he comes up and he like, hey, I was talking to the homies and trying to find out about this gang intervention stuff, and your name came up, you know, like I should holler at you. So I'm like, all right, so what's up? And he like, I want to know what's happening and this and that, So I'm like, all right, So I gave him my, 2 cents about gang intervention. And like, if you're gonna take on that cause, then this is some of the stuff that you need to do. So I blew the boy up real fast. I blew him up real fast. So, he took on the face of the gang intervention, you know what I'm saying? And and you know, was like moving up in the ranks of the gang intervention, going to the meetings and doing everything. So, but you still have the other gang intervention people too that know me from long time ago, So as time is going on, they do the press conference, they do everything, So when the press conference comes, the one of the things everybody here now, so they like, well, who gonna talk? Who gonna do this and that? I ain't trying to talk. I don't want to be the face of gang intervention for the 9-0s. I didn't want to do none of that. So they like, man, Nut, you might as well talk, man. You might as well go up there, woo woo. So they made me go up there and talk. So I went up there and talked. First thing I said was, hey, that church across the street, does anybody have a contact to that church across the street? We've been here before that church got here. The church has never came to talk to us. The church has never came to try to talk to us about coming to church, trying to work stuff out with us, trying to do anything. Does anybody know anything about that church? If so, we would like a rapport with the church. Never got that done. Never got that done. But that's important in gang violence, that the churches work together. Do you know that in every hood that's a gang warfare, that there's a dominant church on both sides? And why they not working together is beyond me. But I told them, I said, listen, you got to get the churches involved. So I gave a speech about that, and they said, okay. So now we're doing our thing. I put a name to it. I give it a name called Resilient. So now Resilient is doing everything. It's number one. It's making it's going up. It's gaining speed. Then something happens. The issue of power and money is coming into effect. So I'm feeling funny. So I told 28, I said, listen, I told you in the beginning, if I feel funny and I can't deal with you, I got to get away. I don't want to be under pressure about gang violence. So the stuff that was going on was too much, So it got to the point, the one of the last straws was because when you get, like I said before, when this gang intervention money, grid, ambassadors, I do not care. Yes, it is to help you in your life. They already know it's not enough money to pay your bills. It is to help you in life with what else you got going on. But part of that money, a percentage, not all of it, just a percentage of it, is supposed to go back to your community for involvement with the community in the game, to have an understanding. So that means events, barbecues, or whatever it is. Every time you get paid, you are supposed to do something like that at least once a month. in your neighborhood. That is what that grid check is for. That is what that ambassador check is for. It's not for you to go do everything completely in your life that you do with the check. Some of it is supposed to go for community involvement with your neighborhood and your community to have an understanding. And people don't understand that. That's why it's a fine line. So now look, the boy, he come, you know, he know me, we got an event coming. And he been dealing with 28. So one day they called and said they got $1,500 for you. So so when he pull up, when the boy pull up, you know, he got the he got he got the money, right? He got the check, the 1,500. So now uh remember on the Temptation, remember on the Five Heartbeats when the guy pulled up, when he pulled up with the bus and they was waiting on the checks and all that, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about the money and he had the briefcase and he was like, I got the paychecks all right here. So that's the way it was when the boy pulled up with the $1,500 check, right? So me and 28 is standing there, right? So now I'm not tripping, right? So because I'm gonna do what I need to do, right? Regardless. So now when he pull up, he talking everything, in his mind at this moment now, this is what he doing. He like, I've been doing 28 forever, how long, but since he been out for the last year, a year and a half or so, whatever it is, and but I've been knowing nothing for 20 some years, and I know he's been doing all kind of events without money, everything, right? So he's sitting there looking, but this guy is supposed to be, more powerful, jeer than me, all that, that's what he is, so he looking at us. So, he said, yeah, I got the 1,500 after the small talk. He said, okay. So he go in his briefcase and he pulled the check out, right? So we both looking like, so I'm looking like, and he 28 is talking like, yeah, I got to do this, and he like, whoa, whoa. I'm just sitting there looking, right? So the boy look, because he's accountable for that money. You know what I'm saying? He has to prove that he done something, So I'm just sitting there like, yeah, whatever. And then he get a check to me. 28, don't say nothing, but he's obviously hot. The boy do more small talk, and then he outie, right? Soon as he jump in his car and leave, 28 look at me and say, okay, we gonna split that. 750 for you and 750 for me. And I'm like, whoa, hold it, slow down. I said, hold on, man. I still gotta pay for food. I got some more stuff that I need to do for the event Saturday, which today is Thursday. I'm finna go buy some more bikes and for one, I need to pay for that food too, to make sure that food and everything is there. So he like, man, I got food taken care of. And I got bikes too. You know what I'm saying? So just give me 750, this and that. So I'm like, damn, come on. I said, well, who you getting with the food? He like, man, I got somebody. Woo, woo. So I get to the point to where I'm not about to argue with nobody about gang money that's supposed to go to the hood for an event. I'm not finna do that. I'm not going to do that. So I said, you know what? I got a better idea. I'm not gonna cash the check. This is what I'm finna do. Come on. Got him in the car, took him to my bank, went in my bank, went and got him 750 and and cashed him out. Like, here, go handle your business. So I had to drop him off too. And when I dropped him off, the park director called me because I already had it set up with the park director because the park director does his thing too. So we got the cook there and everything. And the cook liked me because I'm always hiring him because he comes to many events that I do and I pay him. And he like, boom. So the park director called me and say, Nut, I got him on hold right here. What you want me to tell him? I said, man, go on and tell him. I said, man, 28 got it taken care of. Park director said, man, you sure about that? I said, that's what he said. I said, hey, you got the food, right? And bikes and everything else you need. He said, yeah, I got everything. Everything's good. So I said, he said it's good. Boom. Come Saturday, I learned a lesson from Tupac. This is something I got from Tupac. He told me this from Slauson in Maine. People don't remember when Tupac did the show. You know what? I'm gonna do a show about that. When Tupac came out on Slauson in Maine, April '97. He had told me that, man, whenever you do an event, man, you always wear all white so the people know that you coming in peace. It's about a mental thing. You know, remember that. When they see you walking around, they know you in charge. Woo, woo. Everything is Jesus. You feel me? And white and, you know, whatever, you know. It's all spiritual. No, you know, they know you don't mean no harm. It's about peace. So I said, oh, yeah, okay, boom. So whenever I do events since 97, I've been wearing all white. You can go back and look at all the footage. Everything. Whenever I leave, I put on all white. Tupac tip. So today I got on all white. So I don't do nothing. I'm just giving directions now. So when I serve them breakfast, I don't give away the toys until later on in the afternoon. So everybody come to the park. They got to stay here all day. But I'm not going to have you up here all day without feeding you. So after breakfast is lunch. Now there is no lunch because I didn't provide lunch. The park is not providing lunch because we was told by 28 he got it taken care of. When it came at 12 o'clock, guess what? People were hungry. There's no lunch. I ain't looking. He looking at me and his people pulled up. They give him 250 patties of beef patties and buns, 250 buns and 200 beef patties, 250 beef patties, raw. So he looking at me now and he like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, you better go back there and start cooking. You better go get the pit. Go get the pit. So he see the cooker is still breaking down because he get there late. He stay late. He got to break down. So he come over to me and say, hey, you think he'll cook these burgers for me? I said, man, I don't know what he going to do. You got to go over there and ask him, you know, and I go the other way. So he go over there and work something out with him. You know, he had to pay him. And he come, dude asked me, and he come ask me, he said, hey, man, you got like 150, you know, or something, 100 or something. I'm like, for what? He like, I got to pay him. And I'm like, I start laughing like, and I walk off. I just look at him, laugh, and walk off. You got these kids, parents up here hungry. Boom. So now he give the dude whatever money or whatever. Now the dude cooking the burgers ain't nothing but a patty with a bun. Dry, no water, no soda. A kid walk up to me and say, hey, Mr. Can I get a water? I'm like, oh, no. I'm sorry, little bit. You gotta go use the water fountain up there. Man, ain't no water. These people thirsty, dry burgers. And he say, hey man, look. He said, hey, Nut, Man, would you go get a case of water? I said, man, there's 300 people up here. What is a case of water? What is a case of water gonna do? The greed of that money, man. That's what that is, man. The greed of that money, homie. And I can't be a part of that. And it was just, it was just bad. You know what I'm saying? And not only did he gave the burgers out, he made people sign because the deal whoever he got program, he got the burgers, they needed the signatures from people. So now you got the sign. People start saying, man, just give me a burger, man. I've been up here since 9. Man, I ain't signing nothing. Hey, and you cannot deal with people like that. So, and not only 128 I had to deal with like that, it was 2 of them. They both was like and it was about the money, man. So you can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? That is not cool, man, to be like that when you trying to do gang prevention and bring down the death rate and all this, and you trying to do it through community involvement and all this, because guess what? It's a facade. You plan, and it don't exist. So listen, this is why I tell you that gang money, what it's for, it's supposed to go back a portion of it. I didn't say all of it. Of course, you're going to use it to pay your bills, whatever. But you are supposed to do something positive in your community with it that have community involvement with your homies and the community. And if you don't have that, there's nothing ever going to be done. That's why the alternative to that, guess what? No Mo in 24. This is the only show where you're going to see. Man, look at the internet. Just look at it and just ask yourself, how can these dudes, what are they talking about? What is going on? There is no such thing as the Crips has never been positive. Never. Go do your research. One of these podcast people that's an original. Shut me down. Tell me. Show me on paper. Show me in a book with the person name. Show me the person saying it. Show me the recording. Show me the picture. Show me the documentation from 1968, 971, 2, all that, where the Crips was positive, that they branched off from the Black Panthers. No, it's a lie. It is not true. They killed off the homies from the Black Panthers. That's what they did. They shut them old OG dudes down. That was them Slausons and businessmen and all that. If anybody going to be a branch of the Panthers, it's going to be them. That's the branch. They got shut down by the government. Assassination, put in jail, false cases, slavery, man. I'm going to give it to you. That's where that came from. Because after they got eliminated, the pause, then the Crips pop up. You think they was talking about, oh, we got to protect our neighborhood and all? No, they wasn't. Where you get this from? Who told you this? What person lied to you and told you this? That Crips mean this. The acronym for Crips is this: Community, California, Revolutionary, Resources, California Resources, Ignite People, all this California. Who told you that? Where did you get that from? And if you think that you finna use that now to try to build something, you are out of your mind. That is not going to work. You cannot build nothing off the foundation of negativity. It will never stand. The only thing it can do is just go through generations of negativity until the people bring it to an end. They're not going to bring it to an end by creating something positive off the same thing. It ain't going to happen. Dr. Crip is not positive. Dr. Crip is something that is characterized to tell you what can cure you from becoming a blood in a Crip, what the symptoms are that you are going too far that way to becoming a blood in a Crip. It is prevention. Dr. Crip is prevention. I have all the knowledge. I have all of the cures. If you want a cure for your sickness, this is where you come. This is why God put me here. He didn't put me here to be, oh, I'm finna tell all the no, I'm here to tell you no more in 24. This is the year that we say no more Crips, no more Bloods. It's coming to an end. We ending it right now. We don't want to hear nobody 13 say, I got put on in 24. Man, when you get put on in 24 and it's 27, and what you done in 3 years? Nothing. No more in 24. That's why this show exists. This show exists based off of spirituality, brother. This ain't none of that. This is the truth. This is what you get here. The truth. The truth will be told on this show about what's going on in the streets with Crips and Bloods that need to be ended. The guests that come on this show are all in their sickness that somehow manage their sickness, whether they're on the streets doing good in prison, somewhere laid back, kicking back. These are the people that come on this show that are all shot callers for their decades and their eras. That, hey, this is who I am. No snitches. That's a sickness that you told and you want to come back to your hood. That's a sickness, man. That's a disorder. You need to get it right. Gang addiction, mental disorder. That's what you suffer from. You told on your homies. Why do you want to go back over there? That's an addiction. That's a mental disorder. Because at some time or another, guess what? It's going to be brought up. You understand what I'm saying? If you constantly doing busterism, guess what? You're constantly going to be involved in something. That's a mental disorder. You cannot get it right. That's addiction to gangs. Gangs is GAMD, gang addiction mental disorder. You are supposed to end the sickness. It should have never been gang. Crips and Bloods should have never happened. Crips and Bloods is a result of economic depression, spiritual depression, mental depression, racism, everything that was used in slavery against your people from hundreds and hundreds of years ago to present day, right now. That's where the Crips and Bloods came from. It didn't come from nothing positive. Whoever told you that is a lie. Whoever said that is a lie. Show me the person. They should still be alive if they're not dead. If you're not dead, where are they at? Who is the person that said it? Who is the person that said it? Show it. Tell me who is the person that said it. Where are they at? There's no such thing about that. Who did it? The person that killed Raymond Washington? That's the person that did it. He the person that came up with it. Hey man, this is what it's finna be called. California Resources Ignite Progress. Oh, Raymond said that ain't cool. Man, I'm finna kill that dude. Listen, he was killed by his own friends. He walked up to the car to people that he knew, and they killed him for whatever reason that nobody knows to this day. Because of negativity, the same thing. I want the power he got. When that dude went to prison and got out, the Crips had did stuff that he had no control over and don't know what's going on. And you call yourself, I'm finna get my, I started this, I'm finna pull it all back together. Guess what? Now you got somebody that's want to kill you now because they wanted this to go this way now. And you trying to stop it, so we're going to kill you. So how much sense did that make, man? Come on, man. Knock it off, bro. This is not something that was supposed to last through decades and decades and decades. This happened because of the environment that was put on blacks and the rebellious kids that was growing up during that era. They were 12 and 13 and 14. They were going to be different. They were more rebellious than their parents, and so on and so on and so on, bro. Do you understand this? Do your research. Go do research on this. It's not hard. Listen, man. I just told you. Didn't I tell you that we have the script, we have the script, we have the screenplay to Crip about the start, the middle, and the end. Listen, man, we already got it. I need to print it out. I'm gonna show you. Next time I'm gonna show you the script to Crip that we have it. And we're gonna show you this is done by research. This is done by research, man, from books, newspaper articles, and statements told by the people that were there, and books written, radio interviews, newspaper. Listen, man, do your research. There's nothing positive about the Crips. There's nothing positive about the Bloods. That is the brother. Cain and Abel, man. Crips and Bloods are the same thing. They are brothers. Do not let nobody tell you different. They are brothers. Crips and Bloods have the same mother. They have the same father. Depression, mental depression, economic development. J. Edgar Hoover is the daddy. The streets is the mother. Don't let nobody tell you different. There was nothing positive born out of that. It was rebellion. The Crips is born out of rebellion that became demonic. Don't ever let nobody tell you different, man. Don't let nobody tell you different. This is the truth right here on the Dr. Crip show. This is where you get it, the raw deal. No more in 24. The solutions and answers is right here. This is it right here. Here you go. This guy didn't tell on nobody. This guy didn't turn down no phase. This guy didn't talk about nobody. This guy didn't do nothing to deserve this. And he got shot by the same stuff that he was representing for years and years and years. And it turned on him, just like it can turn on you. It may not have turned on you this way or that way, but you're in the same ball game if you don't manage your sickness correctly. Managing your sickness correctly, working in the community, owning a business, doing stuff in your park, your local park, volunteering your time to educate somebody that's coming up. That's managing your sickness. That's helping you cure what is wrong with you. GAMD. If you have a business, if you have a store, a shop, a restaurant, anything like that where you're dealing with people, guess what? You're going to be in a situation to where you have to deal with people. You have to learn how to be courteous. You got to know how to talk to people and deal with people because you never know who's coming in your store. You got to know how to bend fences, mend ties. Hey, man, tell that dude to come over here, man. Hey, man, I know. Hey, listen, man, I know we had a hard time with that dude back in the day, man. But listen, man, tell him I got a restaurant, homie. And tell him to come over here, man. And let's see if we can just talk about whatever, man. Because, I don't want no problems with that dude if I see him in the streets. So tell him to come over here, man. Tell him to come to my restaurant, man. I got him, That's managing your sickness. Tell him to come to my shop. That's managing your sickness. That is what you're supposed to do. Don't go for all this philanthropist, all this other felonious stuff out here, man, because you're being misled. You're being misled. Just like the 28s. You feel me? You're getting there. You got the people coming out of prison. You got the dudes coming out of prison. They trying to get their hood back. Imagine that. You did 28. And you coming back to the streets trying to take back over the street. How can that happen? You cannot do that. It's going to be a problem. You're asking for trouble that you really don't want because you're going to get it. So listen, man, this show was about that, man. It's to let everybody know, don't go for all the stuff that's happening out here, man. Pay attention to what's happening. Stop your kid from becoming part of something that can potentially send them down the wrong path. You don't want them on this path. When you see this path coming in their life, you tell them, you go get this book and say, this is what happened to this dude. He never told on his homies. He was solid all the way around. He tried to help his homies. He do everything for his homies. And look how his homies did him. Because they couldn't face a fight or whatever. They tried to sneak, what they call a sneak kill. They tried to sneak kill him. But because that only reason why he here is because he had God on his side. You don't have God on your side. Get God on your side and you too can do stuff like that. You feel me? Stuff like that can happen to you. I'm a living testimony of it. So God, like, listen here, man, you here. I need you out here letting people know what's going on. That's what that is. Gang violence needs to end. Any podcaster out here that got to tell, now, everybody gonna have to eat. If you're making money, I'm not trying to hate on you or whatever, but you need to jump on board and say, listen, Dr. Crip is correct. Gang violence need to end. There don't need to be no more in 24. That challenge need to be put out there to all Crips and all Bloods. Straight up. Real talk. Dr. Crip, what's the difference between little homies in your era opposed to the ones out there now? The same thing. My era is felonious, it's fake. So it was more meaningful for you to do whatever it is that you're doing for your gang and to have your heart in it. Now, Today is this. You're not from that era. You're not from that area, that community. You can get on the neighborhood and do one or two things and get this ultimate power. Like, oh, you know, you shot at a big homie. You know, like you done something that's outrageous that brings all this attention to yourself. And you don't have to earn you don't have to earn nothing. You know, it's just now it's given to you without you having to do anything. But that's the fakeness in gangs. See, that's why gangs shouldn't exist. You know, such stuff like Crips and Bloods. That's the problem. Yeah, the one smoke. Now I know. Listen, man, you already know, man. I appreciate everything you do, brother. You know, because this is real. If you look at the internet right now, you know what I'm saying? If you look at the internet right now, this is the little homies. This is how they look at them. They on social media. They listen, man. I tell you, the dude get jumped. Listen to this. The homie OG, he gets jumped at a store. And he come back to the hood. The homie, you know, did his best, fall, whatever. So now the hood is getting together because, like, hey man, they jumped the homie, man. Woo woo. So we finna go see what's up. Woo woo. Here come this dude, what you call a little homie that's supposed to be out here. And he like, oh, hey man, we ain't going over there. Like, why? So now because who he is and his effectiveness affect these other dudes. Now everybody else like, man, F that dude, I ain't going over there. And like, why? That's the homie. Man, that nigga don't do nothing for us. He ain't looking out for us. He don't do nothing. He just be up here. That's what gangs do. He been through it all already. He's still hanging out over here. He take y'all home here and there. He ain't got no money like that. He ain't got no money to do. He don't got no rock houses like that. He don't do all that. That's why he don't do nothing. He just go to work and come over here. That's his thing. And tell you, hey man, watch out. That's his job. That's what he doing. Man, that ain't nothing, homie. Woo woo ain't. Hey man, look, I talked to such and such over there anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, woo. Like, man, what are you talking about? Hey, cuz got 100,000 subscribers. What? So what? What that got to do with the homie getting jumped? And we need to go over here and talk to these dudes. Man, they like he shouldn't have been over there. What you mean he shouldn't have been over there? That's his hood. That's his hood. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I know because you ain't been around here long enough to know that that's our store. You ain't been around here long enough, homie. You ain't got enough credits in your. You don't know what area. You don't know our hood. Our hood, this and that. Y'all just be over here. Oh, I didn't know that. But we still, homie, hey, homies don't want to go. Oh my God. That's the difference between these dudes now and dudes back then. You didn't have a choice to do something. Once something happened to a homie and he pull up like, I got jumped, this and that, woo, ain't no discussion or none of that. We mounting up and we going to check it out. We ain't doing, let's talk to them. Hey man, we ain't got a squabble, homie. I ain't. Cause you scared to fight now because you gonna have to fight, or you just a shooter. See, that's what that's error that or I'm just a shooter. You can't fight. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's where all that stuff come from. That's why gang banging is fake. It should have never even made it this far, man. It should have never even made it this far. You know? It's built on the negativity of destruction. You know, think about all the people that we lost, homie. I even want some so-called enemy homies back. Like, man, I wish that dude was alive, man. Because he need to be here for this. This era right here that we seeing. Like, that dude need to be here, man. He was a real one over there. Got killed, you know, trying to save somebody else, help somebody else, or his homies killed him. You know, tragic. Just think about all the people that lost their life like that. Come on, man. It don't make no sense. Now we got these dudes out here. Look who, man, you got dudes out here, man, that's trying to control, that's trying to put a label and a name and all this other stuff to bring business and that ship has sailed. If it was going to be created, it should have been created then in the 60s when it started, in the 70s. You had smart people back then, just like you got smart people now. And they didn't create nothing back then because guess what? It was negative. It was never positive. Stop believing the hype of what these people was telling you, what they trying to do and what they trying to build. You cannot build nothing negative. You cannot build nothing positive on the foundation of something that started negative. That's not going to happen. It is not going to work. It is going to not work. Something is going to happen. And it's going to cause tragedies. Look at history. It'll tell you. Go do your research. All you got to do is show me, brother. You know? But I just wanted to rant and rave. It's Friday. You know, everybody enjoy they weekend and everything, man. You know, you know, go save a kid, man. Let's no more in 24. Everybody already know the saying. Put it out there. Go tell everybody right now. Dr. Crip said, if y'all don't knock it off, I'm coming through. No more in 24. We challenge all the Bloods, all the Crips. Don't put nobody else on your hood. We don't need no more in 24. Now, you know we're going to have that dummies that's going to be like, look what you talking about. I'm finna put my little brother on right now today. You dummy. You no more at 24. That's real talk, real talk. We don't need no more at 24. Why do we need more Bloods and Crips? If you can explain that to me, if somebody can explain that to me and show me and tell me with analytics and research of why we need more gang members in 2024, I got something. I give you $1,000. I got something for you. Tell me why we need more gang members in 24. Tell me why we need more gang members in 24. How is blacks gonna what are they gonna gain by that? I need to know the answer to this, man. Please, somebody tell me. And also, please shut me down with that Crip stand for something. Please shut me down with this. Show me the paperwork. Show it to me in the book. Who wrote it? Where's the person at? Name the person who came up with it. Tookie and Raymond is dead. Them the only two people I'ma believe. And I never once heard them say it. Show it to me where Raymond Washington said, this is what Crip stand for. I'll wait. Show it to me where Tookie say, this is what Crip stand for. I'll wait. Show it to me where they flunkies and whoever ran with them. This is what it means. I'll wait. Show it to me. I'll wait. At least show me the paperwork of what they was trying to do it. Like when they was in school and they was trying to, show me something, man. Stop telling me stuff. I don't need nobody in their 30s telling me what Crip stand for. What are you talking? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Hey, real talk say you'll be waiting forever because it's all demonic and negative. You're right. That's what it is. That's what it is. And you better get down on your hands and knees and pray to God, because everybody in their 60s and 70s that was these OGs and all that, they dropping like flies because they got health issues. So you better get on your knees before you die, and you better ask God for forgiveness instead of trying to say, we need a reunion. Everybody from that era need to meet up, man, so we could talk. And no. First of all, tell everybody from that era that's still alive on a platform, getting on there to say, man, we need to stop gang violence. That's what you need to say. It needs to end. If you on this superior board in the beginning, whoever you are, because you in your 60s, that's for sure. Because ain't nobody in their 50s, period, is on that front line of the first Crips. No, everybody is 60 plus. That's guaranteed. So where them dudes at? They dropping like flies. That's what they doing. And when they get on here, they better start saying, man, gang violence need to end. I apologize. I want to give my all glory to the highest above and all that other stuff, because I know I'm coming. And you better thank God that he let you live to see this long. And really, because tell me where the banks at? What all these do? Where the banks at? Where the schools at? Where all this at? You finna try to get all this now? All people finna try to get all this now after all these years. People finna get all this now. With all this death, everybody think that it's finna just come together. Come on, man. People out here playing games, homie. That's what they doing. They playing games with people's lives out here. That's what they doing. They playing games with people's lives out here. I know. Trust me. I've been doing this over 25 years, 30 years. I know. That's why I never been a grid worker. That's why I never been an ambassador or none of that. Because it's a thin line. They not snitches. No, they not. I can tell you that. I know, because I helped wrote the book with Connie Rice. I was at that table. I set the standards. They asked me, what should they go in here? What are some of the things that need to be in here? What should be done? 5 people per hood. 5 people, not 1. They didn't change that over the years, from gang youth authority to LA Bridges to whatever it used to be. All that it didn't change over the years. They got it down to what it is. So ain't no one person for no neighborhood can stop no gang violence, can't influence stopping nothing, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to say, man, who is that dude? But when it's a group, that means something. You can make a fist. That would need to be from every single hood, because you got the generations. You need the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, and the 20s. That go down all the way to the front line. How you gonna get a 20-year-old to talk about? How you gonna get a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old to act like they running that hood? Are you out of your mind? No. That means that everybody in that hood is scared and they letting them dudes do that. That's what that means. That's why I got shot. Because I wasn't scared of my young homies. I would get out there and whoop on you. That's why they plotted on me the way they did, to get rid of me, because I was holding up progress. I told you, if you could tell me the name of that movie where they sitting at the table, I can't tell you. It's a time period piece too. It's a time period piece. You can win an autographed copy of Where You From, Homie. If you could tell me that line where the guy says, you know what? You're holding up progress. They sitting at the dinner table. They in a restaurant. That's all I can tell you. And it's a gangster movie. And it's a time period piece, meaning that the movie is set in, a certain period of time. So if you could tell me the name of that movie, I will give you an autograph signing book of Where You From, Homie, and you can get the baseball book too as well, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided. But you're definitely getting that Where You From, Homie. If you tell me that name of that movie, you can get it. But check this out. We just wanted to come on here today, man, and talk about that. Don't go for it, man. Look at the internet, see what's going on. No more in 24. We don't need all that. We don't need it. We don't need it no more. No more 24. So don't let these dudes tell you what they trying to do and how they trying to run the board, with Crips and Bloods. Because we got a lot of felonious cats out here. And like I said, all these old dudes in their 60s, they need to be on board with this. They should be saying what I'm saying. No more in 24. We don't need no more Crips, no more Bloods. Period. No more in 24. So this is Dr. Crip, man. I want to thank Real Talk. The One Smoke. Now I know, man. You already know, brother. Thank you for always coming through. Truth be told. One move away, West Side for life, man. Thank everybody for coming through, man, making it a great show. I appreciate it. This is Dr. Crip, man. No more in 2024.